However, and you'll be happy once you reach that weight. Do you have this perfect weight in your mind? And what is it? And how long have you been trying to hit that ideal weight? Ask yourself those questions. Just kind of think about that for a few minutes. And then I'm going to fill you in on a couple of things. I had this conversation the other day. It was just yesterday, actually, with two other women. And, she asked, she said, what is ideal body weight for someone who's, X amount tall? Like, let's just say, what's the ideal body weight for someone who's 5'4"? And I said, there isn't one. There really isn't. You can have two people the same exact height, and they're going to weigh different for different reasons. And I won't go into that. I won't go into body fat. I won't go into this, that, or the other. But I can tell you that I know someone who's just a spit throw over 5 feet tall and probably weighs more than the chart says this person should weigh. However, this person is probably majority is muscle mass versus fat mass. So there's so many different factors, and that's not why I'm doing this. That's not why I'm doing this, because we all have this ideal weight in our mind, like 120. Like, how many of your licenses, ladies, say you weigh 110, 115, 120? And you haven't changed it, because it's like that's the ideal weight. What is ideal weight? There is no freaking perfect weight. I hate to disappoint you. And these little charts that you see in the doctor's offices or wherever you see them, they're bullshit. They are. Because no one person, same size, they don't take into account any of that stuff. So here's what your ideal weight is. Well, I don't think I'm going to tell you yet. It's definitely not a number on a scale. If you're putting that much stress and thought into the amount of, like, how much time do you put into what the number is on the scale? How much time do you stress about your weight? That needs to stop, because it leads to so many other things. Way too many other things. We have this action of like, let's step on the scale. So here's our action. And then we step on the scale and we see that number and we're like, son of a bitch. Then this thought comes into our mind that we're out of control. We're eating too much. We haven't lost any weight. We're working out and we just aren't seeing results. And then we have this feeling that we suck, that we're failing, that we have this fear that we're not enough, that we're never going to hit that ideal weight. Well, screw the ideal weight, because you want to know what your ideal weight is? It's when you can actually enjoy a night out with your friends or your spouse and not have to worry about if you're going over your macros or if it's a good or a bad food, or like, what kind of prison is that? And again, not everybody falls in this category, so I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying, like, this is what I work with. I work with a lot of people who are stuck on this. I need to weigh this much because this is my ideal weight. But then they're suffering because when they go out with their friends, or they don't even go out to dinner because going out to dinner has too many temptations or too many things that aren't on my diet. What kind of life is that? That is not your ideal weight. Your ideal weight is not constantly falling off the freaking wagon and then having to get back on track. That is not your ideal weight. If that's what you're doing to reach your ideal weight, I'm sure it sucks. How's it working for you? And I'm saying this because I've been there and I've done that and it sucked. And that did not help me reach my ideal weight at all. Your ideal weight is when you are actually able to nourish your body properly. When you're eating without restrictions and knowing what's good for your health and what's not so good for your health. And stressing over your ideal weight is so not good for your health. That stress leads to weight gain. What do you know? Your ideal weight is when your days are not consumed by the thoughts of food and your body, what your body should look like, and the thoughts of, I need to exercise because I ate too much, or I ate I exercise so I can eat this. Is that really what your ideal weight is? So you should be able to enjoy a night out. That's your ideal weight. You should be able to not worry about falling off of a wagon and having to get back on track. You should be able to say, I know that these things are nourishing and fueling my body. Not saying, I already hit my numbers, can't have that one. We have to stop obsessing over our diet and over food and over what our body looks like and over this dumb freaking number that we think is ideal on the scale. Please, please, please. You know how many eating disorders and body disorders this crap leads to? Because this is what society, or maybe our doctors, are telling us that we should weigh. Like, your ideal body weight for 6'2" is, under 200 pounds. Really? Is it? Is it? I don't know. Maybe is that our ideal weight should be having good cholesterol, having good triglycerides, not having pre-diabetes or diabetic issues or asthma or all these other things. Like, maybe that's what your ideal weight should be focused more on, because sometimes you can have that ideal weight and you can look the picture, but a lot of shit's going on inside, here, everywhere. Been there, done that, right? I was at my ideal weight. It's not worth it sometimes. It really isn't. You're missing the boat, and I've said this before, you're missing the boat on your overall health and wellness if all you're focusing on is a freaking number on a scale and your ideal weight and your ideal size. We have to stop that kind of thinking, because it's not really getting a whole lot of us anywhere but frustrated and feeling like we suck and that we're a failure. We're so scared about falling off the wagon because we might gain weight. We're so scared of that our overall mental health is suffering from that. And maybe you're thinking I'm crazy and this isn't you, and that's fine. That is totally fine. But there are so many people with eating disorders because they've followed this plan or that plan, or what Susie's doing or what Jenny's doing. Two people can eat the same exact way and they will not have the same results. They will not both have that ideal weight that they're looking for. Truth bomb there. Okay? Sorry, but I'm not sorry. We need to understand this so we don't beat ourselves up, so we stop hating ourselves and shaming our bodies and thinking we suck. Maybe your ideal weight really isn't a number. Maybe your ideal weight is feeling healthy and actually coming back from the doctor and saying those numbers be healthy, where you're not on medication. Because your ideal weight is not eating low-fat, low-sugar, chemical shitstorm foods that in the long run is going to end up hurting you, your health. Your ideal weight is not to look the part. It really isn't, because it doesn't always mean you're healthy. Doesn't. So what happens, we obsess over this weight and we obsess over the ideal weight and eating this and eating that, and it throws us so off balance. Anxiety, depression, eating disorders, weight gain. Yep. Hey, I'm doing all the things. How come I'm gaining weight? Maybe that's not what your body really wants and needs. We're just exhausted. We're emotionally, physically, mentally exhausted from all this bullshit that they're feeding us in the magazines and all this stuff of how we should be losing weight and what our ideal weight is on this chart. That we're now giving ourselves digestion issues, body shaming issues, hormone issues. Guys, when those things are off, you're never going to see the weight loss. You really aren't. I hate to say it, but your ideal body weight is not jacking yourself up because you're so freaked out about what you're going to weigh. And I get it. We are so fixated on that number on the scale, and that needs to stop. Don't worry, guys. I'm creating an actual master class to help you with this stuff. A free class. So keep your eyes open. Because stressing so much about this number on the scale is wrong. We need to start feeling confident in our skin. And you can be pretty much healthy at any size. Did you know that? I look at health from the inside out. I don't look at it as, do you fit the part and is your ideal weight what it is on the chart or what you think it should be or what your license says, We have to stop trying to be this number. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we need to simplify these things, and some of us are just losing our sanity by going on all these crazy diets one after the other, and I'm going to tell you what, that yo-yo dieting doesn't do so well. It doesn't do well. Again, let's touch on those hormones. It's just absolutely insane. We need to start to be able to feel good about our bodies and not focus on this damn number. We have to work on creating overall balance in our health and wellness. And I don't just mean that number on the scale. I mean a whole lot of other things. Because maybe it's not another diet that you need, or maybe it's not that ideal number on the scale that you need to hit in order to be whatever it is you think you're going to be. So let me ask you this, and I've asked this already. Think about this. Do you put a huge amount of time and thought into what your weight is? And I get it. Like some people, yes, we have obesity and all these things that are going on. But when we tell them this is their ideal weight and they need to go on a diet, instead of saying, why are we this way? Or what can we do to make you feel better or help you feel better or make you healthy? Because just telling someone, hey, you're fat, you need to go on a diet, is not going to help them. It clearly isn't. So when we're stressing so much about that because either our doctor told us that, or society, or the commercial, or the magazine, or whatever it is, told us that, we have to try to look at it from a different way. So let me ask you this real quick. How would your life be different if you didn't measure your worth by a scale? How would it be different if you said, maybe there is no perfect weight for me? Maybe that number that I put on my license 20 years ago, it's okay that I'm more than that or less than that as far as what you weigh. We need to start understanding, and I feel like this is a whole bigger picture than just weight, that it's not a one size fits all. What works for one does not always work for another. And one person's, trash is another person's treasure. And one person's whatever is another person's poison. Whatever that is, however that saying is, we have to get that. We have to get that telling someone that, hey, you're supposed to weigh this much because you're 5'4" and the chart says so. Could be good for someone, but could also turn someone into being bulimic and having an eating disorder and all this other stuff. And we just don't, we can't do that. We can't have feelings. We can't, oh God. Quit searching for that ideal weight. Quit. Search for ideal health and that you feel better. Don't find it in a look, and don't look for it on the scale. Because again, that action of stepping on that scale gives us that thought, because the number may not be ideal for us, gives us that thought that, oh man, we are out of control. And then we start to feel that we're failing and that we suck. And it's just a vicious cycle, and it needs to stop. So I want you to think about that. If you're someone who's like, oh, my ideal weight is, because a lot of times that's a question I ask. I ask a lot of my clients that, like, I want to know what their goals are. And sometimes they'll say, oh, I would like to lose weight and I would like to do this. And I say, well, how much weight would you like to lose? Because I want to know where they're at with things. Yes, it's okay to say, I want to lose weight. But sometimes it's unrealistic to say, this is what I want to weigh. Like, I felt really good when I weighed 142.6 pounds. Well, maybe that was 15 years ago. And maybe at that time at 146, your body composition was a little bit different. Maybe you'll feel just as good weighing 152. But my ideal weight was 146 or whatever it was. I don't even remember the number I just gave. So it is not always about the ideal number on the scale. Please don't get caught up in that. Please understand that you're not the only one. There's more people that have that issue or that struggle or whatever it is that you want to call it. And your ideal weight does not lie on a number on the scale. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you have found this valuable. If you're someone who's like, I'm picking up what you're putting down, keep your eyes out for this masterclass. Keep your eyes out for the link to sign up. It's going to be coming out within the next week or so. And if you found value in this and you feel like someone else could find value in it, share the love, because they'll thank you for it. Have a great day, and we'll chat later.